going on, guys? This episode, oh my goodness, this is it's the most beautiful episode of anything that I could think of. Like, I'm not saying this because I'm fangirling. I'm saying this because it's true. I mean, Naruto has had some beautiful moments. Fairy Tail, One Piece, every anime that I could think of has had those, tear-jerking moments. But I have never, ever actually had a tear come out of my eyeball. This eyeball actually produced a tear watching this episode. I'm like, man, this is so symbolic. And the ending, not the ending of this episode, but the anime ending for like the past 20 plus episodes, that ending, the music, the meaning, the Komugi pieces, and just the end of the ending, all of that is just, it's a huge foreshadowing to this moment right here. And just the fact that they showed Komugi and Meruem in the ending, and then Killua, and then Gon, and the title of it is called Hyōri Ittai, which means two sides of the same coin. It's just so symbolic. Like, everything led up to this moment. Even when Meruem asked, the fight with Netero versus Meruem, when he wanted to know his name, like, that's the only reason he fought Netero. It all led up to this point, man. It's just so crazy how everything lined up so perfectly. And I personally believe that he wanted to know his name, not just because he wanted, a sense of, knowing of who he is, like, why am I here, all that, etc., stuff. I believe he also wanted to know his name because he wanted to tell Komugi his name, because it's obvious that he was this in love with her, basically. I mean, she was his light throughout this entire arc, pretty much. Even when she was first introduced, he was confused because he didn't know exactly what he wanted to do with her. And man, just the fact that she stuck it out like a G, even after he said, hey, I'm poison, you're going to catch it too and you're going to die. She did not hesitate. She actually smiled. Man, fuck, man. And just at the end, when she addressed him as Meruem and not Meruem-sama, and that's all he wanted. He wanted her to address him as a friend, not as someone superior. But one thing in this episode that I really did like is how Meruem, I mean, this proud motherfucker, the one that was supposed to conquer everything, he was about to kneel down to Palm just so he could meet Komugi again. I'm like, man, he must really, really care about this female. And when he said that the guards, they did not deserve him, or something along those lines, like that he did not deserve their loyalty or something like that, I was like, wow, if only they were alive to hear that, they would have orgasmed all over the place. But this episode was just a masterpiece, man. Oh my goodness, like, everything about this episode was great. They kicked up the animation budget. Everything looked beautiful. There were no dirt faces. Everything was animated fluidly. I mean, like, man, I knew it was about to be some shit where at the beginning we didn't get the song, and at the end, man, oh man, just when he was saying that I'm about to take a nap and I'll wake up shortly, will you be here? And fuck, man. Her holding his hand and then the light shining, man, God. And in a way, now that I think about it, now that we got that flashback of Meruem's mother saying that the reason that she calls him Meruem is because it's the light to illuminate all. When you think about it, Meruem was Komugi's light, whereas Komugi was Meruem's light. So I really do think that's an appropriate name. And just, wow. And the ending, man, fuck. I actually cried, man. Not like bawling out crying, but actual tears came from my eyes. This is the first time an anime has ever done this to me. It was just so beautiful. And the fact that Komugi, we know Komugi is going to die. I mean, she's bleeding from the nose and the mouth. But, I mean, I do find it very symbolic that the king of all ants finally did waver towards the human side. And all he wanted for his final moments was to play Komugi with Komugi. And at one point, I thought they were like, dead or whatever playing Komugi, because there was one part when they were talking, but Komugi was waving her hand over his face, and there was like a speck of light on her hand, but Meruem was still talking, but his mouth wasn't moving. So I was thinking that, maybe they are dead, but it turns out they were playing the whole time. But fuck, man, just seeing man, Meruem lay on Komugi's lap with her hand in his hand. Man, just that last goodnight Meruem. Meruem is an awesome villain. He's the most awesome villain that I could think of in a lot of anime. He's up there with some of my favorite villains. I mean, and the thing I like about this anime and episode is that how the villain died. I mean, I wouldn't say he turned good. Well, I guess you can say he turned good at the end, but that wasn't his, priority. Like, whereas most villains in anime, they die, trying to take over the world, or the hero takes them out. But no, he died doing something that he wanted to do. So you cannot say that Meruem lost this battle. He got what he wanted. All he wanted was Komugi, and fuck, man. I'm about to start tearing up again thinking about it. I mean, the music was epic, the animation, the voice acting, and just the final words between Komugi and Meruem and his final moments. I mean, I did enjoy the election aspect of this episode, because we found out that Netero is going to say something that's going to decide the next chairman. But honestly, after watching the rest of the episode, all of that went to the side, because Komugi and Meruem stole the show. And this is one of my favorite episodes of any anime. Of Hunter x Hunter, no doubt. This and when Gon just absolutely raped Pito. I mean, this arc has to be one of the best. I'm going to go ahead and say it is the best arc in recent years of anything. The Chimera Ant arc. I mean, we've had Netero versus Meruem, Gon versus Pito, and now this beautiful, beautiful ending. There are rarely endings to arcs that make you actually feel the way this made me feel. I mean, in my opinion anyway. You might like something else, but to me, this is the perfect ending, man. And I wish more anime would kind of branch off from, the villain being killed because he's evil kind of thing. And I mean, although the rose is a cruel weapon, and I do believe that if Netero hadn't done what he done, and if he had have tried to talk it out with Meruem, this same thing could have happened, except no one would have died. But I mean, you can't knock it. I mean, rest in peace Netero, rest in peace Meruem and Komugi. And I thought I would never say that. Komugi just seemed so damn innocent the entire time, and usually characters like that don't end up biting the big one. But although I would have liked to see what's going on with Gon, but although in the preview to the next episode we see Killua looking sad, and he was the last person seen with Gon. I mean, he was carrying him, so I'm guessing we're going to get some insight to that next episode. But now that I have seen this beautiful finale, I'm going to start reading the manga probably tonight. But I mean, man, this episode was just a fucking masterpiece. I know I keep saying that over and over and over, but it really is. It is that amazing. I mean, I was not expecting to be hit that hard with such a beautiful ending. And I like how Palm, like, she has the Chimera Ant side to her, and she has the human side to her. Like, the human side is saying, no, you're a piece of trash, we can't trust you. And the Chimera Ant side is what made her cry. Like, she feels what the guards felt pretty much. Like, the king is important to her. I mean, it wasn't her choice, of course, but I mean, I think it was a really interesting aspect, and ultimately, I would say it was a combination of the ant side and the humanity side in her that led her to tell Meruem where Komugi is. But this, fuck, man, I can't say anything that hasn't already been said, because this review will be out a lot later than other big wigs. So I'm just going to tell you guys that I absolutely love this episode, and Hunter x Hunter has officially moved up there to my favorite animes. I mean, it's up there with Naruto. I'm not even sure if Naruto can be above Hunter x Hunter anymore. They're either right at each other, or Hunter x Hunter is on top right now, because like I said, no other episode in Naruto, I mean, any other anime or manga has made me feel this way. And the tears weren't just from it being sad as fuck, because let's be real, it is sad as hell. I mean, it's one of the most emotional things that I've ever seen. But it was also because, I mean, it was just such a beautiful ending. Meruem, he finally found out what he wanted. And Hyōri Ittai, the name of the ending, I mean, it's just such a perfect fit, because they really are two sides of the same coin. It's like they were meant to be together. Unfortunately, you know, they're dead now. I wish they could have lived on a little bit longer and they could have spent more time together. But I mean, you can't beat an ending like this, man. You really can't. It was just so awesome. Komugi got what she wanted. Meruem got what he wanted. And like I said, you rarely see the villain get anything that he wants in the end, in any anime. And just the fact that he did die, but yet he got what he wanted, is just an awesome aspect that a lot of anime kind of steer clear from. And I really do appreciate that aspect. And I mean, this author's writing, man, fuck, I mean, this guy is a fucking poet. I mean, gracious. But one thing that I did not get to mention, because I haven't reviewed this anime in like 4 weeks, was the comparison between ants and humans that Palm gave us last episode, or the episode before that, when she said that humans are worse than ants. Which in a way I would have to agree, because ants, regardless, they look out for their own species. I mean, the Chimera ants, there were some betrayals in there, but that's because there was some humanity tossed in there. And when you think of it that way, that really says a lot about us, because I mean, we kill each other. We do. I mean, every war that has ever been fought, I mean, on the streets, there's a lot of human, you know, killing humans going on. Whereas ants, you would never find another ant killing another person, or another ant, I mean. So I really did understand what Palm was trying to say there, and it's really deep once you actually start to think about it. But anyway, I have to get ready to go, man. But tell me what you guys thought about this beautiful, beautiful ending to this awesome arc. If you are a longtime fan of mine, or if you've been sticking around my channel since the beginning of this arc, I wasn't digging it, but I mean, damn, has that changed? Because this has topped the Phantom Troop arc, because that was the top for me. But anyway, tell me what you guys thought about this beautiful ending. Rest in peace, Netero, Meruem, and Komugi, man. You cannot get any better than this anime wise. But tell me what you guys thought. This has been JB the Chia. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.